Welcome to our very first VeVe Digital Collectibles Comic Breakdown. I'm Corey with VeVe, and yes, I finally got the green light to make info dump videos. Some of you might remember me from back whenever I was making my own videos. They were educational. I covered all the products and comics that were releasing on VeVe. Well, I'm doing it officially now. Speaking of covering all of the things, the very first video I get to make is a comic from Marvel, Fantastic Four number 52. Thank you, Marvel, for this first video. And that's going to be our first appearance comic for T'Challa, aka Black Panther. And it's just an awesome way to celebrate the beginning of Black History Month. Before we get into the history, let's talk about this drop. Fantastic Four number 52 is scheduled to release on Sunday, February 5th at 8 a.m. Pacific time. The retail price for this comic will be 20 gems, and it is minting 10K editions across the 5 variants. We're going to take a closer look at all 5 of those cover variants, but before we do that, let's talk about why this comic's more than just a first appearance. It's historic. The original comic was released on July 1st of 1966. With a story by Stan Lee and art by Jack Kirby, this comic established the first appearance of T'Challa, the Black Panther. And it wasn't just his first appearance, it was the first appearance of Wakanda, the first appearance of Vibranium, the first appearance of the heart-shaped herb, which we would later learn is one of the sources of power for the Black Panther. And I say one of the sources because part of what makes the Black Panther such a formidable character is his intelligence and the technological superiority that he and his people in the nation of Wakanda, where he is the king, had developed. And these themes I'm mentioning, highly educated, royalty, technologically advanced, are part of what makes this comic historic and important. During the era this comic was released, there was little representation of Black characters, and in this debut issue, T'Challa outperforms the entire Fantastic Four one-on-one. 2 years after this comic would release, Black Panther would join up with the Avengers in Avengers number 52. Moving forward, the Black Panther would headline in his own book during the Panther's Rage story arc, and then in a short-lived solo series starting in 1977. From there, he would appear sporadically in various stories and runs over the years. Everything changed for this character in a good way in 1998, the Christopher Priest run on Black Panther. As part of Marvel Knights, revitalized the character and excited readers. Those of you who have been on VeVe for a while will recognize this one because it was released on the platform a while ago. It was the first in that run, and it was darker and grittier, and it followed T'Challa during a later period in his life, and it kind of read like a political thriller. It got people really excited about the comic and the character again. The writing from Christopher Priest and the art from Mark Teixeira found a wide audience of readers, and in many ways, that series would solidify the more modern adaptations we've seen of Black Panther and Wakanda in both print and media. But keep in mind, the entire body of comics we just talked about, which is just a tiny little snippet of all the Black Panther comics out there, it all started right here with this comic in 1966. Fantastic Four number 52. And this comic is a fun read. It's wild to see the first for so many important aspects that are commonplace now in Marvel canon. T'Challa establishes himself as a force to be reckoned with by luring the Fantastic Four to Wakanda and challenging them. His goal was to test his abilities against the mightiest superhero team of the time. This wasn't vanity, this was training. He was preparing himself for an adversary that spanned the ages, all the way from back whenever this comic was published to modern times. Claw, a villain who had a history of stealing vibranium and attacking T'Challa's nation of Wakanda. Black Panther wanted to ensure he was prepared, and what better way than testing himself against the Fantastic Four. As with many of the Silver Age comics that we get on the platform, we are getting a VeVe exclusive rare and ultra rare. These ones are coming from Trevor Von Eden and colorist Israel Silva. These two are showing great respect to the source material by providing a couple of beautiful homage covers. And Trevor Von Eden has a knack for these homage covers. If you remember back to Uncanny X 142, where Wolverine is getting obliterated by a Sentinel, it was Eden who inked that homage cover as well. As for Israel Silva, his VeVe exclusive cover work is prolific. Hero for Hire number 1, What If 105, New Mutants number 1, Fantastic Four number 12, and Incredible Hulk number 92 are just a selection selection of his VeVe exclusive variants. Alright, let's take a closer look at all the variants and really dig into them. First, the common classic cover is minting 6,000 editions, and this is definitely one of those iconic covers that people know and recognize. Black Panther framed by light and leaping upon Marvel's first family, the Fantastic Four, showcases the sort of styling and art the legendary Jack Kirby was known for. Next, the uncommon vintage variant is minting 2,250 editions. As with most Silver Age comics on the platform, we're getting a color selection. We're seeing the battleground surrounding the Fantastic Four and T'Challa as he springs his trap. The rare hero variant in our first VeVe exclusive cover is minting 1,000 editions. For those of you new to the app, VeVe exclusive cover variants mean there's only one place to get this artwork, and that's on VeVe. I mentioned earlier what an outstanding job Trevor Von Eden did referencing the source material with this homage. And after just looking at the common and uncommon, you can see those similarities. The ultra rare vibranium variant is minting 500 editions, and now we get to see Israel Silva's work as a colorist combining with Eden to give us a beautiful homage cover. On the physical side of the house, back in October of last year, Marvel announced that they would be releasing a series of classic homage variant covers at the start of this year. As collectors, it's always good to see our licensors promoting the concept of homage covers internally, while also releasing unique versions of them on our platform. Last, the secret rare True Believer variant is minting 250 editions. This is an interior panel pull secret rare, and here's the panel it's being sourced from. Doesn't get much better than this, as this is the first page and the first panel that reveals the costuming and character design of Black Panther. We often talk about the exclusivity of the rare and ultra rare, but secret rares like this one are also exceptionally exclusive. The cover is featuring the art of Jack Kirby, and there's not another comic cover like it in existence. And that's a wrap for this info dump. Best of luck if you decide to go for this one. For me, I'm a comic fan in general, so historic key comics like this one, they're just absolute treasures. As for what we're going to be doing with the channel, we're working diligently with Marvel to get different representatives and artists and people to come chat with us about these comics and these collectibles. What sort of conversations would you like to see? What would add more depth to your collecting experience? Let us know down in the comments. As for me, I've got more videos to make and things to research. Now, for my first appearance, exit tagline: learn, share, collect what you love. Till the next one, this is Corey, signing off.